Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's everyone today? It's beautiful out.
Yes,
beautiful.
I had a
Gorgeous
crazy
day.
morning, as usual. My grandson is spending the weekend with me. and
That's
he's
awesome.
A sweetheart. He's in the audience. Kyle, thank you for your help this morning. I drove him nuts. My buddy, Gregg, is in the hospital, but he's sitting right here next to me, and we're praying for him. He's having
Get well
surgery
soon.
this
Get well
week.
soon, Gregg.
Gregg is going to be calling in for a little bit, in a little while.
Very good.
But I had this made because nobody sits in his chair. Because if it wasn't for Gregg, the Breakfast Club would not be here.
That's right.
And we have an old friend who joined the Breakfast Club 13 years ago, your wife and you, sitting here today, who remember when we were gypsies in the car.
Let's remember.
Remember?
Yes, I do.
And your wife used to carry all the bags from my car, from diner to diner. And you guys are still around, and I thank you for coming today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So we have a really great lineup today. But before I introduce anybody, today is National Coloring Book Day.
Oh.
So you need to get some coloring books for
I
your
actually
kids.
have some coloring books with me.
You do?
Yes, we do.
See that?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
You
so
have crayons.
yes.
That's funny.
And also, it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
Oh.
So
That's
me and my
exciting.
grandson will be eating ice cream sandwiches later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also Picnic Day. So it's sort
Oh,
of like
fun.
a nice day to eat, picnic, and color.
Very good.
So
You
that's
can
what you
actually
guys
do all those things at the same time.
You can,
You
and
can.
it's beautiful out today, so it's really nice. We also have some audience members today, which I'm thrilled. This gentleman who called me on the weekend, and I said, "Come on down," and we're happy to have him. And let's see, his name is Tom Chiarella. And anyone that tells you that Facebook doesn't work is out of their mind because that's how we connected. And that's how we connected, and that's how we connected, and then also with all the
Yeah,
community things that we do on the show.
that's right.
So I want to introduce Todd November. Look at how thin you are. I'm jealous.
Don't be jealous.
Oh, my God. EatWellSleepWell.com.
Absolutely.
So I love your shirt. You're wearing my favorite color. My house is all turquoise.
Oh, okay.
So you really wore the right color today. And then we have my dear angel friend, Margreit Maitland McGinnis, who wrote not one book,
2 books.
two books,
2 books.
with another on the way, probably.
That's number 3. Have to do number 3.
Three-part
Yep.
series. And I met Marguerite through the Breakfast Club, through Red Penguin,
Through
through
Red
my
Penguin
book.
books. That's right.
And now we publish books together with Stephanie at Red Penguin Books,
That's right.
about 10 a month, through the
Nice.
Breakfast Club, which
Wow.
all happened because we were all either laid off, screwed up, or
Right.
whatever.
We're
and
looking for new opportunities.
looking for new opportunities. So
branching out.
these are her books. We're going to talk about them today.
That's right.
And also, you also help a lot of people with credit on your own.
Yeah, financial planning and financial solutions. That is the other part of my life. So I have my creative life, and then I have my quantitative life with financial planning.
And she also is a volunteer, does a lot of volunteering.
I do try to do as much as I can with my friends who have amazing charities.
Yes.
So,
And then we have our wonderful, brand new person that I just met,
new friend.
Hello,
author
everybody. How's it going?
Sionov, right?
Yes, that's right.
See, I know
That's
how to
right,
pronounce
yeah.
it. And we met at a charity event.
That's right.
Again?
I actually met you there
I
as well.
met Arthur at the
Yeah.
same charity event. That's
So
right.
what we do at the Breakfast Club is we give to get. We help people everywhere, and somehow it comes back. So I met this very handsome man who's very shy, and he's a little nervous today, but you shouldn't be because you're doing a great job
Well,
already.
it's my first time on camera,
Yes.
so, you know.
And I was very mesmerized by Arthur because he works with Crown.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
The
Crown
name of the company is Crown Auto Leasing.
Auto Leasing. He's my neighbor practically
Yeah,
down the
Valley
block.
Stream.
And my cousin from Allstate, you got to go meet her because you could probably work together.
What's your cousin's name?
Roseanne Versiller.
I possibly met her at the charity event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
works like 6 minutes away from you. And she gives people insurance. And
Small
you,
world.
what do you do? You.
One hand washes the
But
other.
what do you do?
I actually sell cars online. You can lease them. You can finance them. You don't need to go out to the dealership. We're partners with dealerships. They are our friends, you can say. We use their inventory. We use their financial institutions. And we help them reach their volume. At the same time, we help the public by never having to leave the home. You can pick your color, pick your car, select your payments, and sign on the dotted line. And the keys are yours, the car is yours.
This is like an amazing thing
That's amazing.
because, if I didn't have Greg when I leased my car,
Mhm.
okay, he basically took me, threw me in the car because I had a bomb, and he helped me. But if I didn't, that would have been a great option for me because, when you're older, and you're a widow, you need help because your husband maybe did everything for you or whatever. And cars, sometimes people take advantage of, single women. They don't know what they're doing, buy the wrong thing.
Right.
So that's an option that seniors could forget about it.
For
That should be your audience.
And through the pandemic, helping people not feel anxious about needing to be in the public or whatever, right?
Right. So a lot of people have anxiety walking out to the dealership. They get intimidated by the sales tactics. Not that we don't have any sales skills either, but it's much easier to face those objections over the phone or email versus in person. Some people are just too nice to say, no, I'm not interested, or to walk out from the deal. They
Right.
get pressured, and they just get pressured into signing something that they don't truly want just because they don't understand or have the courage to say no.
And do you then send them a picture of the car while you're talking to them on their email? How does it
So
work?
we strictly try to work with new cars only, just because with used cars, we are not sure what we are selling. Our reputation to us is number one. So if we're selling a used car, we have no idea how it was driven, how it was maintained, was the maintenance done on time, so on and so forth. With a new vehicle, you have bumper-to-bumper warranty during the time of your lease. So we stand behind the product, our product stands behind us. That's
So
what
now
we
you actually sell new cars, used
We
cars?
do sell used cars also, but
Wow.
we prefer to stick with new cars.
Of course, yeah.
It's better
But
for...
you don't lease cars, right?
No, we lease cars.
You lease
Right.
cars, sell cars, and used cars.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
It's the new generation of car buying.
So is your audience that you do business with young, old, or middle age?
It actually,
Mixed?
it's very broad. It's very broad. We have different types of cultures, different demographics of age, location. We do deals even nationwide sometimes in Vegas, Florida, California.
So if you hit the lotto in Vegas and you hit the big number, we could call you and buy a car.
Please do. I hope you win.
Oh, I want to do that. What the hell? Susan, what do you think? We could go to Vegas, hit the number, and buy a car from Arthur.
Hopefully, yeah.
There you go.
I'll be more than happy to sell you one.
Well, you have a lot of different things that people are probably interested in.
Yeah, I'm sure. Other than, our looks.
Well, yeah. So now, tell me about where you located, Valley Stream.
So yes, we actually had an office for 8 years in Brooklyn. Who remembers us? We were on West State Street inside the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Oh,
Yeah.
good
So-
spot.
Yeah. So right now we're kind of homesick, but
Homesick.
yeah, we miss Brooklyn. We miss the noise.
Hustle bustle.
The hustle
Yeah, and the
bustle.
food, probably a lot of restaurants over there, right?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have great restaurants here as well, but we are in Nassau County. It's going on 3 years in October of 2021. So we are in Valley Stream now, new to the area, but at least we are still in New York.
Well, you need to go over to Mia's. Do you go to Mia's for dinner or lunch?
No.
Right down the block.
No. I try to stay in shape.
Yeah, well, obviously. Look at this guy. Jeez. Really? No, but they have salad.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. We'll meet you there one day.
Yes,
They're gonna be on the show.
Maybe they have zucchini noodles.
Right.
I'm always down
Which
for
you
that.
So
can
now,
have
are
your
you a family
stuff that you
man or are
with
you
pasta
a
or-
family
Yes, I am a family man.
man? Very nice.
Yeah.
So you live, where is your home? Here or
I
Brooklyn?
live in Brooklyn,
Oh, so you still
and
travel.
I commute here.
So who knows? Maybe we'll get you out to the island, become a bumpkin.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the
It's
future-
nice out here, and we do a lot of events out here.
I can see.
Yeah. So the last event you were at, you met quite a few people
Yeah.
with us, right?
Right.
So was that good for you?
It was not only good for me, it was a great cause. I never got a chance to thank
Terry.
Terry
Terry.
Bagro.
Yeah, if you're listening, Terry, thank you so much. And what's interesting about it, this foundation was for her son,
Right.
right? And at that moment, I actually called to just make sure if we're still having the event, because in
Of the
Valley
rain,
Stream it
yeah.
was pouring.
It was bad
was
news.
pouring.
Yeah.
And she's telling me, no, it's sunny here. So it's amazing how
Boom.
at the event it still is untouched. Everything went perfect, everything the way it had to be done. Just You just have to believe in the good spirits, you know. So
Well, we're coming
Absolutely.
back to you, but now you're doing a lot with credit checks.
Right. Well, what I'm doing
what is that about with what he
so-
does? Like
so-
I go to him and I have bad credit. What happens?
Yeah. So what happens is, unfortunately, if your credit is not good, then you end up either paying super exorbitantly high interest rates, which makes the payment higher, which makes it actually less affordable. And this is anything: cars, homes, any luxury items, and you could be. What I'm finding now that I'm dabbling in this as part of my financial planning world is that there are people from all areas of net worth, high, middle, and low, that have credit issues. So it is really important to overall financial health, in growing your net worth and being able to have the cash flow to set aside for your future savings, for retirement, for education, or just having an adequate cash reserve. So it is super important to take care of your credit rating.
So let's say I
So-
have what's a bad credit rating?
Well, anything like under 650
Bad.
it needs a lot. Like, you really want to be over 700, essentially over 720, right? Tier 1 is over 720
Right.
to get best rates.
So let's say I have a
So-
650 and I want to buy a car from him. What do you do for me?
Well, what I would do is take a look at your credit report, take a look at your whole financial picture, because that's part of financial planning, is looking at everything from soup to nuts. But we would certainly take a look at what is the thing that's dragging your credit down, and
It
then
could be the
help you
debt.
to rectify. It
Credit
could
card
be
debt?
the amount of debt. It could be the utilization of debt. It could be old things on there that are now have aged off, statute of limitations, take them off. So there's lots of little things that can be done to improve a credit rating, and most people don't know how to do it. They get a little bit like the deer in the headlights, and as I said, as someone who's been doing financial planning for 25 years, your cash flow is your number one thing. You cannot build your wealth without knowing what your cash flow is. And if your cash flow is being eaten up because you're paying high interest rates, that's a problem. So it's basically a roadblock. It's not that I've never known that it's there. It's just something that I'm more focused on today, talking to people about.
So if somebody has, let's say, a ton of debt, what do they call you and you help them
Well, yeah.
work
then
through
if
it? I mean,
it's-
how does it work?
If there's a lot of debt, then there's a cash flow issue and an income issue. So there's only two ways to increase your cash flow. One is to make more money, and one is to spend less money. So it's really very simple. So if you're not in a position where you can increase your income, then we have to look at where your expenses
budget.
are. Your budget. And that's literally handing my client a notebook and saying, we're going to go the old-fashioned route, and I want you to take 2 weeks and write don't change your spending
I
habit.
hate that.
Write everything down that you spend. And what that exercise does is it almost always uncovers at least 100, if not more, of extra expenses that you don't have to. And if you're cutting it that close, where you're having to use credit cards for groceries, for ice skating lessons for your kids, for new sneakers, or whatever it is, then obviously there is an issue with your expenses, and we need to look at that.
Well,
so that's
when
where it
I was
fits into
married, my
financial
husband
planning,
used to
right.
say, I want you to do that every day. Write down everything you do. But I never did because I wouldn't listen.
Well,
Yeah.
there's
And-
two ways to go about going through that exercise. One is from I don't know, like a defensive posture, and another
Right.
is from a not. So
No, but
I'm coming at it from I
a
want my
business.
clients to be financially healthy. And
Right.
financial health is cash flow, cash flow, cash flow.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What makes a person not pay attention to the credit?
Well, they either are too busy.
Right.
They're it's kind of like like people get overwhelmed and they just don't know what to do, so they kind of freeze. It's kind of like somebody who says, I want to put savings aside for retirement, but I don't know how to retire.
Okay.
So, or what account to do. And there's a multitude of retirement accounts. So it can be overwhelming for people that don't do this kind of stuff in the ins and outs of it every day. So, but there's lots of things that interrupt credit. So it could be a divorce.
It could
be a business
loss of job.
failure,
That's how this all started.
loss of job.
I
We're
mean-
seeing a lot of that with COVID, with people that had business owners who otherwise have healthy healthy cash flow, restaurants, especially in the service industry where they're really just starting to come out of all of that. So it's super important. It could be,
Could be anything. It could be your daughter's getting
and
married.
listen, you could have bad credit and it doesn't make you a bad person. So that's the other thing we need to
It's-
get rid of that
it's also
stigma.
emotional.
It's not,
Having bad credit is emotional because you want to buy.
So how come it's not taught in our
Well, it's
education
kind of
system?
Well,
like
it's better
Yeah,
now.
that's
Yeah,
a big problem.
In
Yeah.
schools, in schools. There's so many-
Because today, right now, with the COVID, nothing is talked about the right way. However,
not even prior
it's
to that.
because in the schools, we have people in charge that are a little bit old fashioned and they don't want to open the waves to talk about the real stuff.
Right. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure.
that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
The best thing in life is the truth, sets you free.
exactly.
So if you talk about the truth, that's what I believe in.
And
You know.
absolutely, to go with that, it's the same thing, and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but it's the same thing with mental health. We have to stop vilifying people because of things that they're going through in their life, and we have to be there for them, and we have to
Exactly.
help them. And having a service mentality and wanting to do community service and doing all those things, that whole mindset is not about, oh my gosh, you have a terrible credit rating, I can't be friends with you, or I don't want to hear what your problem is. Let people, give them
The truth.
the
Right.
freedom
Mhm.
of being able to talk about what's happening to them so that we can help.
And
them.
that's where also we're going to come back to the book,
Yeah.
but where we're going to talk to Todd now, which is another issue, which is, let's face it, weight. Okay, let's face it, I'm overweight. I keep myself as healthy as possible. Do I do the wrong things? Yes. Have I spoke to you before?
Yes.
Yes. Have I spoke to your wife? Yes. Have I done it? Sometimes. So we're going to talk about eat well, sleep well. What the hell? You're like blown up. And this man lost what, 80 pounds? You look,
Actually, it's 130.
Jesus. And his
that's-
gorgeous wife, I haven't
that's
seen her in
me.
a year. She looks like she's a model. You look beautiful. Really, you both look terrific.
I feel good. I really do. It's all about food. I always say, let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food.
Absolutely.
I started this journey in 2013. And my son-in-law is a chiropractor, was the first doctor in New York to do the program. And
Which I remember your son-in-law.
he finished the program with Hurricane Sandy, and we've done multiple programs. This is a way of life. It's not just a quick fix. It's understanding, and that's what I do, and that's what we do in this program, is we understand your particular metabolism. So I'm able to coach my people on a daily basis. We have a weekly phone call to make sure that they're staying on track. And it's all about food. You're cooking your own food. There's no prepackaged foods, which was what I love. I'm a trained chef, so I turn my cooking skills into healthy
So you
cooking
actually
skills.
make the food and package it?
No, I actually cook my own foods, and I give all my clients recipes of
To
what
make
they
their
can
own
do.
food.
Exactly. So you're picking real foods. It's real proteins, lobster, steak,
What
chicken.
if you don't cook?
Very simple. You can hire me to cook,
Oh,
or I'll give you some tips.
easy recipes.
Very easy recipes. But there are also tips. There are a lot of restaurants that will prepare foods the way
For
you
you.
the way you need it, the way you need to eat on the program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a phenomenal program because what we do is we retrain, repair, and the body to be in what's called ketosis. A fancy
Ketosis.
ketosis.
Does that have something to do with the keto diet?
Excellent question. The keto diet is good until you stop. You gain all your weight back.
Because I heard that you have to eat at a certain time when
Yes.
you're on keto. Like
Right.
you can't eat past 3 o'clock.
But I don't know about that because
Well,
I
it's
know about my
intermittent,
program.
right? Like intermittent fasting.
Well, that's one of
Yeah.
the things that we do. So we train the body over the 40 days. It's only a 40-day program, and then it's 45 for re-entry. But we train the body to be in what we call fat burning or ketosis.
Ketosis. I like that. It's
The
like
weight
a
loss becomes a side effect.
buzzword. Ketosis.
Most women lose between 27 and 35 pounds. Most men lose between 35 and 45 pounds in 40 days.
40 days.
40 days. We actually had a double-blind placebo study done that recognizes the effectiveness of our program. There is no other weight loss program out there that has a study done to prove what we do is actually healthy. Some people say, well, you're losing too much weight too quick. No, it's okay. Because the body is a very, very resilient machine that was...
Well, it's cell efficiency, and it's using your own body's chemistry to put it
Exactly.
in the right place.
Exactly. And then what we do is we align what foods work with the body, because not everybody can have the same foods. Believe it or not, there's some vegetables that I would never eat because I love them, but they don't
They're
love
not
me.
good for you?
Well, no, they just don't love me. So if
Oh,
I
okay.
eat green beans, I gain weight, so I can't have green beans.
You gained weight from green
I
beans?
love green beans, yeah.
I thought you could eat any vegetable and not
You
gain
can,
weight.
but there are certain vegetables that you have to understand that actually put weight on or put fat on, that store fat. People say, oh, broccoli and cauliflower. Probably one of the worst vegetables on a weight loss program.
So what about water? Because I listen to this thing all the time. If you drink 50 bottles of water, it's the best thing for you all the time, constantly, and your brain is going to get better. Is that true?
Okay, there are some things that you have to understand that we get you hydrated at a cellular level. We all have about 27 trillion cells that run around the body that look like little raisins.
Raisins.
Yeah, we want to get them to look like plump grapes. Because
Really?
once your body is hydrated at a cellular level, that's when the body will work the way God designed it. That's why it's a 40-day program. It's got a connotation to do with the Bible. There's a lot of things that happen in 40 days. This is a 40-day transformation.
40 days. Okay.
So in 40 days,
do you take pictures before and after?
I ask the people to take their own. I have mine before and after.
Yeah, well, I haven't posted on
I saw
Facebook.
that.
You look great.
And this is me. This is called the Fat Boy on the Heritage Softail Classic.
He was on the motorcycle.
This
He was
is
a wacko.
300 pounds.
300
300
pounds.
pounds there. That was 2004.
Unbelievable. Look at you. You're so slim.
Thank you. And
You're wearing white.
I wear white.
Most men, you can't wear white.
Well, I wear white. I wear whatever I want to wear.
No, and your wife's wearing white too. You guys are in white.
Right. We kind of custom coordinate.
And your hair matches too. You both have the same color hair now too.
Mine's a lot grayer. Mine's a lot grayer.
Let's not confuse blonde with gray.
There you go.
This is true.
I'm natural blonde.
Blonde.
So you guys are like
I'm
this
natural
new
blonde.
and improved couple.
Basically.
I mean, really, from when I saw you, 2 years ago?
Yeah, well, okay, we look at the metabolic age, which means that's what your body runs on. So, I mean, I'm 42 and she's 34 at a metabolic age. That means my body is working as a 42-year-old.
And you're older, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I'm 66. Just got my second
And you're
Social
acting as
Security
a
check.
42-year-old.
Well, sometimes my wife says I act a little younger, but yes.
Well, I'm sure, she would know.
But it's a great lifestyle. It really is. And I've helped thousands of people through this program, that's my love for this program, is watching the people transform.
Change, right. Mm-hmm.
And especially, older women that don't want to go out in, short sleeve shirts or whatever. Now they're going out. So it's a lifestyle.
Well, this is very true. Now, I remember when we first met, also you were in the van.
Yep.
You were like a traveling salesman in a van. And your wife used to say he left again. He's gone.
Right.
And you
right.
were in Pennsylvania. You were all over the place. And I'm like, but what is he doing? And you were doing this.
Well, I'm still doing this. And
But you grew a lot.
I grew a lot, and I went probably more virtual,
Right.
which for the pandemic really, really worked out very well, which is great. So the virtual part of our program is I actually have a video conference call with you, and then we do a weekly call to make sure I check all the numbers. It's a lifestyle that I love. I embrace.
So now, would they order the package? Is it a vitamin plan?
Well,
or?
we do have supplements, and the supplements strictly are for helping sustain your organs that need support during the program. And they are food and plant-based. There's no drugs, hormones, or anything.
No medicine.
None.
It's all
It's
natural.
all natural, holistic. It's all about the foods.
Holistic seems to be really where everything's going these days.
It really works. I mean, it's just I'm living proof because I walk the walk and talk the talk.
Yeah, you do. Well, now, since you're holistic, my father, you know what he used to say? My father used to come to my house and plant crabgrass in my backyard. And then my husband would come home and be full of crabgrass. And he would cook it out and boil it and make us drink the water.
That's interesting.
It's that, whatever it's called. It's like that leafy stuff.
Like wheatgrass?
Yeah.
Wheatgrass.
Big, it's like, yeah. And people pull that out of the garden.
Yes.
So what do you think of that, since you're so holistic?
Well, I do a lot of my own planting. I have a lot of my own herbs. I cook with a lot of herbs, and I use them as seasoning and also to change the complexity of a dish. All you got to do is just change some of the seasoning. But absolutely.
So this is your third career? Because you used to do something else, correct?
Yes, this is my.
What was your career before?
I was in the mortgage business,
Mortgage
so I
business.
know a lot about
Oh, so
the credit
yeah.
repair and everything. I was also in the auto business, and then I was in the limousine business, which was a
Well,
lot of fun.
everybody was in the limousine
Which
business
is a
at
lot
some
of fun.
time.
Some of
Yeah.
my good friends just got out, but
Well, some of them
yeah,
came out of jail too.
yeah, I got I got into I got into this in 2013, and it changed my life. We have a 5-year-old grandson.
Yeah, no, you
the
have a
Nutrimos
grandchild.
baby.
now.
Yeah, it's
Congratulations,
just
that's
You
thank
great.
had a
you.
wedding, a grandchild, the works.
It's great. It really it gives you
A new life.
a new life, a new look on life, and then
Okay.
absolutely to live this lifestyle and be able to.
Well, we got who? We got Gregg on the phone.
Is that Gregg? Hey,
Greggy.
Hello, Gregg.
How's it going, Greg?
Hello.
We have to turn the volume up. We can't hear.
Yeah, turn the volume up. Hold on.
Hey,
Hey, Gregg. Listen, are you watching?
you got to put it near your mic.
Here we go. Okay. How you doing, honey?
Put it near your microphone. Put it near your microphone, in other words.
I got
Yeah,
it.
like as if you're talking. Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
That's
so
all.
how are you doing? Gregg's in the hospital.
Good. How you guys doing? I see you guys having a great show. I love that picture of me there.
Yeah.
Margreit, I'm sitting next to you.
That's
you guys-
it.
you guys-
You're never
you guys
leaving
got
that
time.
spot.
You
No
got
one's
time.
allowed. No one's allowed. Now, we have today these two people from the Breakfast Club from 13 years ago, Todd and Marcia, who remember what my car looked like because they were part of the club, and they can't believe where we are here in your club. Are you there?
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, so you're watching the gentleman in the turquoise shirt. He used to have a van, okay? He used to have a van, and he used to help us too back in the day. And he has this great company, eatwellsleepwell.com. Can you hear us, hon?
Right.
Yeah, so how are you doing over there today?
Everything is good. You know what? Listen to me. It's doing an echo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up. Yeah, I'm doing good. So what I'm going to do, since I'm sounding like an echo there, I can get to listen to you guys, and I'll try and ask a question. Marguerite, is your phone on, Marguerite?
Yeah, my
Yes,
phone is
yes,
on.
she's watching, yes.
You want to
All right,
text
so
me?
Marguerite, if your phone's on, so I'm going to go into Marguerite's phone. I'm going to call her. So whatever I have to say, I'll try and text it in.
Okay, very
Okay.
good. We love you, and we're rooting for you.
Guys.
Get better.
Thanks for the prayers.
Thanks for calling. I'm glad you like your picture. Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to call. He's going
Okay.
to call me, I guess.
Thanks a lot. Okay.
So should I do the shout-outs while we're waiting for him to
Yeah, you
call?
might
Because
as
there's
well.
some people watching.
Yeah.
Philip. Hi, Philip. And we'll pass your message to Gregg on. Ed Shin, great photographer. Hey, Ed. Thanks for saying hi. Nancy's watching. Susan, Eliza, and does that say Junior? What does that say? Can you see?
Greg.
It says Junior. Yeah. So saying hi to Gregg, and then Rosemarie, Bob, Susan, Pinky. How's it going?
People are all
So
sending
yeah,
in messages.
thank you. Sending good messages for Gregg.
So the first one of the things we do on the show is everybody gets Italian bread because I believe in breaking bread with people. So this is yours. That's yours, honey, and this is yours. And you have to break it with somebody that you love or your dog or whatever, someone that you're home with.
dog.
Because that's what we do with the Breakfast Club. We bond, we help people. And your wife will remember that we've been breaking bread for 13 years. So, yes. So that's your bread.
Great, thank you.
All
Thank
right?
you.
And in my book, which my book's about, a lot of people I met from the club. And there's a lot of stories in my book about how I met all these great people, including your wife. So everybody can write a book now because we do that too now. And as you see,
With
this
the
lady
Writers Club,
is
yeah.
amazing.
my
And
two
we're going to
books.
talk a little bit about your book.
Sure.
So now these are true stories that she woke up one day and found an envelope of her grandfather, right?
It's not quite. That's my grandfather. The books are based on the life of my great great grandfather Robert, who in the mid 1800s, when he was 12, ran away from home and stowed away on a vessel with his friend to escape the abuse of his oldest brother. And they went out to sea thinking they were on a cargo ship, and they thought they'd just work their pop out of the lifeboat, work their passage for one port, and then get off and have this grand new life. These naive boys couldn't read, couldn't swim, and big families, etc. And when they were found, they turned out to be in a British naval vessel. And so they went from the pan into the fire, or from the fire into the pan, or however you want to say it. So it set him on this accidental trip around the world's oceans for 7 years, and then he spent 10 years walking across America, which is the third book. So the first 2 books are the ocean part of his journey, so Runaway at Sea, and now I just released on June 30th, Adventurer at Sea is the second installment, and the third will be his trek across America. So I got to do a lot of research. So I've been immersed in age of sail and ship currents, and ocean currents and ship procedures on these big, huge naval vessels and whaling vessels. And now I'm going to be all land-based in this.
And it's going to be a 3-part series,
so it's
and
a 3-part
eventually
series.
it's going to be a movie. That's
Well,
the way I look at it.
we hope that everyone that reads it thinks it's a great and very
We're all going to have
cinematic.
a movie.
So
okay?
we'll,
All of
fingers
us.
crossed. I'm trying to find my way through those avenues, but
Yeah.
there's so much going on.
There is
know.
a lot.
It's a lot. My kids, my house, my regular work. Yeah, it's just it's
you
very
have,
busy.
you
It's
know,
a lot of balls
the
in the
thing
air.
about the
Yeah.
pandemic is people like her, you, myself, you have to open your world to different things.
Absolutely.
You can't just do one thing anymore.
No.
And if you don't do 5 things, then you're losing.
Yeah. So
Because
what I
when A doesn't work, B does. When B doesn't, C does.
absolutely. So one of the things that came from this and working with our publisher Stephanie, our great
Yeah, Red
Stephanie at
Penguin,
Red Penguin
the
Books.
greatest lady in the world.
So I developed for author visits, school visits, libraries, bookstores, a creative writing workshop for kids. So it's just designed to wake their imaginations up, etc. And then from that, Stephanie and I built an online video series, kind of like a creative writing boot camp for grown-ups, which is online for sale. It's evergreen. You can just purchase it. It's got about
Absolutely.
4.5 to 5 hours of video instruction with worksheets and strategies and everything from concept development to point of view, character setting, world building, etc. So it's kind of branched me off into this little bit of a teaching thing, which is fun.
Which is really great.
It's fun. It's fun to work with the kids.
Yep.
It's fun to take them through a story arc and kind of create a character on the fly. And it's amazing what they come up with, the obstacles a character can overcome, or weather, animals, another person, all kinds of things that can happen in a story. And so it's really fun to see their imaginations light up.
Absolutely.
So
And then we
that's a happy
have in
accident.
person here at G's, starting September, the second Tuesday of the month, $30. You come, you have dinner, you learn how to start writing your book. 7 months, guess what? You have a book.
That's
Then
right.
we throw your party right here at G's. It's simple. And when you write the book, that's what happens. Your life opens like you can't believe.
Yes.
And
It
that's
definitely
really what a
does.
book does for your personality, your life, your business. You write about how you sell these cars, boom, boom, boom. 3 stories about wacko things that happen. They're in your story, they're in your book. People start coming, they see your book. They're like, he's the expert. Author at your name makes you an expert. Triples your life. And I'm telling you because it happened to me. I lost my job. I lost everything. My home, my house, my husband, 1 year. That book changed my life. This man changed my life. I was
Absolutely.
riding around in a caravan. You know that.
And I'm going to say that meeting Valentina changed my life because we strategized about what to do, and I
Yeah.
wanted to do community service, and she introduced me to
I put her to work like
a
an
bunch
animal.
of people that run amazing charities that really help in our own backyard. That's what I really wanted to do, is really help people right in my own neighborhood, and that's what I've been doing, and it's been really rewarding. And great people like Terry, people like my friend
Right.
Rhonda, who helps people with
Oh,
financial
Rhonda's the
literacy.
greatest,
Rhonda's
yes.
amazing. Terry's amazing. That she took-
Patricia, Bellissima,
Patricia, that's right. Patricia and
Bucket
all the
List
stuff
Tours.
that
We have
she's-
we have one of the club members.
yeah.
Her company is Bucket List Tours. And just like that, she came up with it.
Mhm.
You go on her bus, you do nothing except pay the bill. They take you everywhere. You don't have to drive, no parking,
Yeah.
nothing.
It's
And
lots
we
of
have
fun.
a blast. And there's like, you get to eat on the bus, you get to play on the bus, you drink on the bus. And it's just an amazing
Sounds like
concept.
fun. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, so getting back to you now, I cannot believe that I did not know you're in Forbes magazine. Hello.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Do you know what this means?
Magazine.
This is fabulous. I need to help you with your PR on this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. This is amazing.
I mean, it says advice from entrepreneurs. So he's an
Hello?
entrepreneur. So it's great.
This is a great kudo to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So whatever you're doing, honey, you're really doing something right.
Thank you. I think a lot has to do with discipline, whether it's weight, whether it's fixing your credit, whether it's writing a book, changing your life, whatever the case is. If you don't have discipline, the results will not be the same.
True.
You'll give up,
That's true.
Absolutely.
you'll get exhausted, you'll just quit. And discipline is the key
To
keep
everything.
on pushing. Yes.
That's true. I think Gregg is sending you some messages,
he-
right? On
Interesting
yours, he
that you're
said.
talking about discipline and life changing, because this is
What
is
is that?
5 pounds of fat.
Ugh,
And this
I
is
need to get rid of
basically
that.
this is not the fat that
That's
you
only
actually
5 pounds.
that's only 5 pounds. It's not the fat that you
Fat.
actually what's called the adipose that you visually
How
see.
scary is that?
It's the invisible fat, the killer
Can
fat.
I feel it?
Yeah. That's your visceral fat.
Oh, if Gregg was here, he'd be like, "What are you touching it for?"
Yeah, and the visceral fat is funny because I lost 81 of these,
Beautiful.
and I'm always freezing.
And that's how much?
That's only 5 pounds.
That's
but
5
the
pounds.
visceral fat is what surrounds all your organs and
that's right.
crushes them and makes your metabolic age higher than your chronological
That's right.
age.
Wow.
And that's the invisible killer is right there.
And my sister's a personal trainer and a nutrition expert, and everything that you're saying, absolutely everything she says to her clients and she says to me, I have her voice in my head every time I exercise,
funny.
or yeah.
My clients say the same thing.
Yeah,
They always,
yeah.
And they text me. I mean, they have the ability to text me no matter what. I have a lot of people that are, just really need a lot of personal,
Attention.
attention. And I do, and I give them recipes. I have an Amish woman. She's got 12 kids.
12.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I deal a lot with the Amish
Well,
in
you're in
Lancaster.
Pennsylvania a lot,
In
aren't
Lancaster,
you?
Pennsylvania, a lot of Amish. They don't do anything
Do you
with
wear the hat?
technology. No, but I could. It's a funny joke, but I won't go through that now.
So I just want to say, Greg's sending in a note saying tonight there's a great comedy show here at G's
Yes,
with
tonight
Mandy
here.
and Bonnie.
It's free.
Right? It's free, 157 Hempstead Avenue, West Hempstead. And anyway, thanks, Gregg, for sending us
Yeah,
a
and we
note.
have
So-
a headliner tonight from the Gutfield
Nice.
show.
Wow.
Greg Gutfield
That's
show. Somebody,
amazing.
Joe DeVito, his name is. I don't know. These things just keep happening. Just
It's
boom.
awesome.
And it's going to be great. And they're going to be making nice pizza. Very bad for you.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just
Listen,
saying,
you know.
I teach my people how to what I call premeditate and indulgence.
Okay, that's good.
That's very important because
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a trade-off, right?
It's understanding your metabolism. And
So
once
you can have a
underst-
pizza, then you don't have something else. Is that what you're saying? No.
Correct.
Okay, that sounds good.
So what I do is I know I'm going to have a Philly cheesesteak. I know what I got to do to have it.
Right.
So what about ice cream? That's one of my favorite things.
It's very simple. You can't have it all the time,
Yeah.
but I will let you understand what you should do to have before you have it and what you do after.
Okay. So what do you do?
That's the magic question.
Okay. Well,
That's
we're
the
going to be
magic
talking.
question.
To sign up.
So how do people reach you? Let's
They can reach me through my
talk about that.
website, eatwellsleepwell.com, or they can call us directly at 800-212-2612. Essentially, I can book a video consultation. It's free. It's a $3 value. I normally, in person, would charge, but I do everything on video. So it's really easy to get involved in something like this. You're eating real foods. You're not having prepackaged foods. There's no shots, hormones. You hear all these commercials about DNA testing, blood testing. No, nothing invasive. It's just having good foods, good vegetables, proteins, and fruits.
Very nice.
So
And
what
how do
exercise?
people buy your book?
You don't have to. in the
So
40 days.
yeah, so both books are
Good
available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. We're also in the book review in Huntington, my favorite bookstore ever in
Mine too.
Huntington.
Is it your
Um,
favorite?
I love that place. My writers critique
I never
group.
go there. I
we used-
really have to go one
It's a
day.
great independent
It's-
bookstore.
I
It's
never
really
go
great.
there.
My critique group, which is a big part of my writing skill, everything that I write, I workshop out to my critique group, and we started meeting there at the book review. So we're very grateful to them for giving us the space they gave us
Oh.
for many, many years.
Whoa.
Free of charge, but of course we would always go in there and buy something. So, so that was twice a month, and I still meet my critique group pretty much twice a month. So they carry my book. I just have to drop this one off with them. I just haven't had any time to drive up to Huntington.
But they
I'm
can
gonna do
also
that
buy
soon.
it on Amazon.
They can buy it on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. If you're a school, library, and you want to do, or another bookstore, you want to do a bulk order, definitely go to runaway@sea.com. And in the purchase tab, you can send us a note that comes to me, comes to my publisher. So anything over 10 books, 15 books, 20. So sometimes I'm doing an event for a library in Glen Cove in November. She's going to order a bunch of books, so it's just less expensive for schools to go
Yes.
directly through us and through the publisher. So
That's great.
I'm looking forward to the schools opening and doing my
all
workshop in
are,
the
yeah.
schools. I'm registered with Nassau and Suffolk County BOCES Arts and Entertainment as an assembly program. So I am hoping that some
That's
superintendents are
terrific.
listening, and I'm really looking forward to doing those workshops in the schools with you.
That's gonna-
Masking, I think we're going to have masks this year, but we can certainly do it safely, can do it virtually, but I'm looking forward to that.
really something.
And if you have questions about your cash flow or your credit, shoot me an email, and
I think
and I
you
can
guys
help
should
you.
work together.
we should.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should, definitely.
I mean,
I do
geez.
want to just say off record, I think we're all grateful for our living,
Absolutely.
but it's kind of alarming that so many people, we see a lot of credit applications, young, old.
yeah, the kids
you
today
know,
are in trouble.
Yeah, just nobody knows how to, or nobody just doesn't even take action to look at their credit report. It's free. This information is all free.
Yes.
Yes.
What you're saying, your diet is all free on the internet. You just have to get up and look for it. Why are so many people are just stuck? Why do you need us as professionals?
Because
to take-
today's generation, unfortunately, and I love kids, are spoiled.
But it's not only the kids.
Well,
No, it's
adults
grown-ups
is different.
too.
We do
But
see
I'm talking
adults.
about the kids, the millennials. They don't
Well,
really
well,
care.
They don't
They
really
learn from us.
teach
They
money
don't care.
management
They
in
learn from
school.
us. The kids,
Right.
they learn from us. We have to teach them to do better.
Yes.
We have to teach them to do better. So many people need a push. So many people need to take your hand by someone else and force you to do something that you already know what to do. You know how to get up and look for the information.
Correct.
You're on the phone all day. You can get up and search for some valuable information instead.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. But I think it's intimidating. It's intimidating to a lot of
Yes,
people
a
when they
little
don't
embarrassing.
They
It's
don't
a little
understand it,
embarrassing too.
and they're embarrassed if
Yeah.
they're in
You
a
know.
bad situation. But the only way to get out of a bad situation
It's
is
taking action.
And
is
not
take
only
action.
that, when you start to
Discipline.
speak about it,
Discipline.
action, yeah.
when
I
you
mean, it's two
speak,
different
when you
things, I think.
speak honesty, like
Yeah.
when we have club meetings, Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
everybody tells the truth. And if a bitch comes in, she's thrown out because we all here to help each other.
Right.
We don't do that kind of stuff in the Breakfast Club. Marcia knows. I mean, how many people did we throw out in the beginning? And then we got the reputation. We're nice. So if you're not going to be nice, don't come. And then within the room, you have this, she'll help you with that. You have that, she'll help you with that. He'll help you with that. But the bottom line is today people are afraid to be honest. With the pandemic, it's a little better because people are not so embarrassed. But the bottom line is colleges, which are, they don't want you to tell everybody the truth.
Yeah.
They don't want somebody that's really going to be honest in there. Okay? Networking. Colleges don't have a class to teach these kids how to network.
Right.
Do you know how important that is?
Very.
They-
But also what you said before, which is the financial education. They're getting better in the high schools. But in my viewpoint, I think it should be financial literacy, financial planning, cash flow, credit rating,
Social
how
graces.
interest rates. But it all is so important. It's as important or not more than algebra. And I'm not knocking algebra, but I'm just saying it needs to be both things.
And
I,
also
I
it
actually
needs to be
credit
both
one of my
things.
teachers from high school. He knows it, and I said he taught me how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
And I got that, and I tell him, I saw him recently, and I told him it's because of you that I'm an entrepreneur. And he said, he looks back and said, you taught us how to balance a checkbook. And
That's
that's
right.
It
important.
comes down to one professor, not the
Exactly.
school system. It's
Correct, it
one
was
professor.
one
It's
That's
one
right.
person or one
Amazing.
person. That's going to teach you another thing.
Yeah.
And I always tell everyone in business, make sure that you make friends with someone a little smarter than you
Always.
because you're going to learn from that person and your life is going to open. Perfect example is Stephanie Larkin, Red Penguin Books.
Right.
She knows everybody in theater. I never knew theater. I do now. Okay? I can't believe it, but I do now. We did the red carpet for a movie 3 weeks ago.
That was a great event.
I
you
can't
guys
believe
went
we did
to.
it because of her, because she introduced me to people, because of Gregg, who knows everyone in music. Gregg knows the world. These guys that make these great music videos and play, and they have these bands here. So if you take on one new friend every other week and just go to one thing, spend the money on that one thing that you want to learn, that's going to just keep growing your circle.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
don't stick with just one. Keep growing it because every time you meet somebody new, things happen.
And
I mean-
definitely surround yourself with supportive people. This is not a competition that I want to succeed, which means somebody else has to fail. We all can succeed. We can all help each other. This is not, this is not I want to be great and I want to keep somebody else down. We all have to lift each other up, and that's important too, to surround yourself with a network of people that
And,
are.
and a perfect
of the same
example is
mindset.
Monday tonight, okay, the comedy. Now, we really didn't do a lot of comedy here, but we are now because
Right.
we worked with these two wonderful girls, the Wildflowers, at a previous location before I met Gregg. That's where I started my show. And it wasn't like this then. And we became friends. And somehow things happened. They got fired. I got dumped. And look at this now. And now we're in like this
Better
beautiful
position.
place. They're doing a comedy show here. We never did them before. And it's free. I mean, what's better than that? Buy your drink.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And do you think you could network? Yes,
Yes,
tonight,
definitely.
absolutely. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not really a comedian, but I am now, I guess. I'm not. I just make it funny because I tell the truth.
That's it. You can tell
And the
truth.
family thinks I'm crazy, my family. But the truth sets you free and it makes you funny
Yes.
because we do have a dysfunctional family, but we're Italian.
People
That's
can-
normal.
People can relate to that.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Well, I'm
silly
not-
little things.
Not Italian, and I still have a dysfunctional family. I don't think you have to be Italian to
Yeah,
be
that's
dysfunctional.
right. You just have to have a family.
I don't think it's nationality.
But years
I'm
ago,
like a Western European
Right.
Australian mutt, and
years
I'm,
ago, though,
have my
dysfunctional
share
was a
of
bad
dysfunction.
word. Years ago, if you said dysfunctional, you were
Right.
mental.
Right.
You're not now. Everybody's mental now. Mental
Nobody's-
illness is a big thing,
Mhm.
and it's not in the closet anymore, which I think is great.
Definitely, much better. Yeah, everyone has a level of dysfunction in their families, in
You
their
know, so,
lives.
You know,
Absolutely.
in general in life, everybody, do something different. Today, go get
Today's
your ice cream sandwich. Because it's ice cream sandwich day.
I'll have one today.
You
no
know, and
question
maybe
about that.
buy one and give it to a kid on the street. You'll feel really good about it. And that's the way I think. But Gregg, who is my cohort, which is probably watching this saying, "Shut up, Valentina." 'cause he usually cuts me off when I talk too much.
I'll wait to see if he comments and says
Yeah,
that. I'm watching.
yeah,
Watching Gregg. If you're
yeah.
gonna tell Valentina to shut up.
He is a lot like that, and I learned a lot of that from him. We just have different kinds of things that we do. And he's a big shot in the Kiwanis, and they do everything for all the kids on Long Island. So if you want to get involved, it's a great group to get involved with the Kiwanis, and Gregg is a stellar man. He's the governor of all of,
I think the
lieutenant
Lieutenant
governor of
governor.
all of the Kiwanis.
Wow.
So he's a poopa. He's a poopa.
he's a grand poopah
The
Okay.
grand poopa.
of
Not that many
Kiwanis.
people understand what that is, but
Well, it's a Flintstones thing.
no, it's
If you watch the
honeymooners.
Flintstones,
The honeymooners. Well, we're
or
like
the
the
honeymooners.
honeymooners.
That's true.
I
I'm
we just-
taking it from the Flintstones.
Okay.
And then also, thinking about the honeymooners, Susan and a few of the Breakfast Club people, we went to the lodge, the Moose Lodge, on the weekend. If you look at our pictures on Facebook, we hung out with the Moose Lodge people, which is a little weird. But we had a great time, and Elvis was there, and Jerry Ferretti sang. And again, great networking, great people. Met a client, he's coming on the show. It's just go out, get up, get dressed, show up.
Yeah,
Your
that's right.
business will flourish.
Yep.
It takes time. And that's really what we produce and preach at the Breakfast Club.
Don't be
Absolutely.
afraid to try.
That's right.
No, I mean,
It's okay to fail.
Yeah. I mean, how
failing
did you,
is okay
yeah.
because,
Absolutely. How did you get started with the auto leasing?
So you always want to do something. You just don't want to sit in one area. You just want to try to do something. Look for new adventure. So over a decade ago, a friend of mine was in this industry, and he told me all you have to do is just answer the phone, and that's it. I told him just answer the phone, and that's it. Well, of course, there was a whole big part of this industry missing, but I'm still here, and I'm happy to be here because it did teach me a lot. And we did help out many people.
I'm sure you
We
did.
helped many people because not that we're steering anything against the dealership wrong, but at a dealership facility, you only have one make and model. Not model, but one make. That's it. So it's usually sometimes not right for the customer. We don't really care about the brand. We don't really, we're not biased to the dealership. We're not biased to the bank. We only work for the consumer. So if we had some people say, I don't want to name any cars, but if the car is too low for me, I want something higher, we have the ability to go out and search the right vehicle for them. Without
Especially people with disabilities.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because
Right.
we have a lot of people that like
Right.
that in our organization.
Yeah. So
And, if Gregg did not take me to the dealership, I would have been a client of yours. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
some have arthritis. They say the pedal is difficult for them to reach, or something. Whatever the case may be,
right.
we have the ability to walk out from this brand and go to the different brand.
So now, do you actually bring the car to my house?
Yes, we actually deliver the
Woo!
car to
Do
your
you bring
house.
flowers too?
Sometimes. Depends on the occasion. Depends on the
Oh.
occasion.
Depends on the car.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it depends on the occasion.
Oh.
We don't discriminate on the car. We work with exotics. We work with regular economy cars. We don't discriminate. We love every customer, and every transaction to us, it feels great. It just
Wow.
feels the right way. It just feels the right way.
I think we should do some kind of a little party here and,
Sure.
and do a networking
Yeah, we love
thing
to
with
party.
you and you
I hear ya.
and
Yeah.
think about some kind of an event we could do.
Yeah. Well, listen, in industries such as businesses, all types of businesses, you have to stay innovative. Like I mentioned earlier, I have coloring books
Coloring
with
books
cars. With cars.
with cars.
With the cars, yeah.
This
That's
is a
great.
smart
Yeah,
guy.
no, it's actually my 4-year-old daughter that came up with this
Well,
idea.
you got to talk to
There
the
you go. There
kids.
you go.
Yeah, my daughter came up with this idea. She was upset that her aunt threw out
Her coloring book?
a coloring book that, you go to the restaurants, they give you a coloring book.
Yes.
So when she was saying she's upset about the coloring book at a restaurant, this was a gold mine. We had to do one
Smart.
for the auto industry. So we
Sure.
actually have some in the back. I'll
Okay,
be
well,
more
we're going
than
to take
happy
some. And
yeah,
also,
for sure, for
if you
sure.
do a training for some kids, or if we do a thing for people with jobs where they want to, buy a car,
Yeah,
you
whatever
could
the case is,
tell them how they could buy
as long
one.
as there's some kind of motion,
Yeah.
they say
Good
action
idea.
that
You've
stays in
got
Great
motion
idea.
will
good
remain in
marketing
motion.
ideas.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Very, very good.
Get them involved.
Yeah.
Any action is better than no action.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely
Well, this
true.
is true.
Even if you're going the wrong way, as long as you're going somewhere.
You got to
Right.
go forward.
Yeah, because once
10
you hit
steps
rock bottom,
forward, one back, then go 11
Yeah.
forward.
There you
That's the
go.
way life is. Look,
Always one foot in front of the other and go forward.
and don't go back. You never go back.
That's what I tell
You
my
know that.
clients when they call me. Oh, I had a bad weekend. No weekend is bad.
You can't skip.
We
Just
just
go
go forward.
forward.
That's what I tell
Exactly.
them.
So we're going to ask the nose. This is Gregg's favorite thing. He's not here. The nose knows. So we're going to ask the nose a question.
Okay.
Okay? So ask the nose a question about something you want to know.
maybe I should go second because I'm not familiar with this. I'm not sure what's happening.
We love doing this to people. Asking those a question either about your life, your wife, your business, Marguerite, me, whatever. Gregg. Ask the nose a question.
Ask the nose a question. Am I going to be getting a new car soon?
Say
Oh,
you didn't
okay.
answer.
Okay.
All right.
go.
What about
I
you?
need one.
What kind of question, right? You want me to ask?
Could be anything.
When is it enough?
When is it enough?
Yeah.
Nah, that's
Greg
not
is Greg is saying, "Leave my nose alone." He's saying. 4 exclamation points. 4.
Leave
Just
my
saying,
nose
leave my
alone.
nose
Yeah. So go ahead.
alone. Am I going to have sun at my winery weekend in 2 weeks? I'm going
Are
out
you
east.
going to the
My
winery
annual
again?
trip,
Yes,
my
sir.
annual trip out east with my girlfriends.
She
I can't
goes every
count
other
down.
weekend to the winery.
I do not.
He doesn't know.
I
There
need
you
sun.
go.
We're going to be on the beach.
Well,
I
I'm
need
going to
some
ask my
sun.
nose a question. My grandson, Kyle's in the audience. Is he having fun? Negative.
It gave him right up. The nose gave him right up.
Yeah, because you know why? I've been giving him a lot of chores since he came over. This morning, because I was running late, he was like, get this, get that, do this, do that. He goes, Grandma, you're crazy. So negative, huh? You're not having fun yet. Okay. Well, we're taking him out to a very nice lunch, so he's going to have fun. He's a cook, and he wants to be a chef.
Wow, good for you.
So you might want to chat with him before
Awesome.
Oh
you leave.
yeah, be a healthy food chef.
Yes.
That's
yes.
where the direction of life is going.
When you're a chef, they teach you differently. You have to adapt to the skills.
Yeah, and he has, since he left New York, changed student. He really thinks that someone's going to steal our car outside because we didn't lock it. I'm like, Kyle, you're in Long Island. No one's going to steal the car. But he's like, lock the car. Right? He just doesn't, that's just the way it is. So
perception.
we have to talk about our sponsors today, which all of you, which we did talk about. We also want to thank Aura Pura Jewelers in Franklin Square, Teddy and Christina. Go see them. Wonderful jewelry, Franklin Square, Hempstead Turnpike. We want to thank Bethany and Jenny at Envy Spa, Dogwood Avenue. Great hairdos, great facials, great everything. Beautiful place. Ask for Bethany or Jenny. Envy Spa, right on Dogwood Avenue. And we also want to thank Mr. Prince from the tax guy on Franklin Avenue. Prince Taxes. And last but not least, always thinking about Gregg, who is just the greatest. Tranquility Spa. Tranquility Spa is on Franklin Avenue, 700 Franklin Avenue. See Angela. She not only has foot massage, she has salt caves. She has a night out with your wife. Go in the salt cave, get a massage, have a glass of wine, enjoy. And NV3, 362 Dogwood Avenue, one last time. Go see Bethany. She's great with your hairdo. So I have a wedding this week, so I'll be getting my hairdo done by Bethany. It'll be an updo. And
Nice.
today my hair was a mess, but it's finally better. We had a little bit of a nasty morning with the hairdo. So on that note, Gregg, we're watching out for you. We're
He's
thinking
watching.
about you.
Yeah. So a couple more shout outs to Bob and David who are watching. Thanks for tuning in.
And don't forget,
And-
guys, come tonight to G's, 7 o'clock.
Comedy show.
It's going to be a hoot. And that's a wrap.
Awesome.